you doing, Jay?
Good. How you guys doing?
All right. What are your thoughts on the acquisition of Reuben Foster?
I just met him here today for the first time, and I'll address that later at my press conference with our media here. I'm sure they'll have any questions, and I'll wait till then.
Why was the timing right to bring him in?
What's that?
Why was the timing right to bring him in with this current situation?
Oh, we just claimed him off the waiver wire. So.
Is it a move that you're comfortable with, Jay?
We just claimed the player off the waiver. I'll address those later on. I don't want to answer any more Reuben Foster questions right now. We'll talk about this Eagle game.
Hey, Jay, if you think back to the Monday night game up here last year, what stood out to you about Carson Wentz's performance that night?
Carson Wentz is, he's really a tough guy to bring down. He's accurate. He's strong. He can run. We had him botched up in the pocket a few times, and he escaped. His escapability, I think, is underestimated. It may not be in your media, but I think within our organization, you play quarterbacks that can really run, and you don't really think of Carson Wentz as one of those guys, but he really is a great pocket presence runner. He can create first downs with his legs. He can buy time, find the open receivers for guys to uncover. I think that's the most memorable thing about that night. I know we had some great opportunities on third down to get him down, and we failed to do so because of his strength.
I was going to ask you about that. That was his best rushing game of his career. He hasn't seemed to do that as much this year. As you watch the tape, is that based on the way defenses are playing, or do you think it could be injury related? What do you think it is?
I don't know. You have to ask Carson that, but I do know that he has the strength and the power and the ability to do that. But I think sometimes if the pocket allows, he'll stay in there and throw the ball. I think for a young quarterback, I think his pocket awareness is very, very good. He doesn't look to escape. He looks to throw like most great quarterbacks do. But if things break down, he has the ability to hurt you with his legs. So maybe just he hadn't had that many opportunities this year.
Your impressions of Colt McCoy since you took over for Alex?
I've been, I've always liked Colt. As everybody knows, I'm sure, we paid him a pretty good sum of money to be our backup quarterback in case something like this happened. And I know Colt's been working very hard for this opportunity, and I have a lot of faith that he's going to get it done. And, you guys ran into a similar situation last year with Nick Foles, and it pays to have a good backup. We feel like we have one, and now it's Colt's job to go out there and prove us right, and I think he will do that. I think he has the accuracy, the toughness, the pocket awareness, like I mentioned with Carson, to do great things. It's just a matter of him getting reps with the ones and getting comfortable with the guys around him because, I mentioned it to our media. I said this guy hasn't taken a rep with our first-team offense. I don't even think he took any in OTAs. So, the last 12 weeks he's been, we've been holding up cards for him to throw to the dots. You know what I mean? So, and then we had all walkthroughs before the Cowboy game, so he didn't get any live reps there. So this is a good week for him to get a lot of work, and hopefully he'll show what he's got.
Did you bring up the Eagles situation from last year to your team to kind of show that a team can continue with a backup quarterback?
No, not really. I think everybody around here has faith in Colt. We've seen what he can do for 4 years as far as the practice is concerned. I know the players have a lot of confidence in Colt. He's been a great backup. He's been a great leader despite being a backup. He made our scout team players better. He's made our defense better by getting them great looks. So I don't think I had to do that. I did show them that and remind them that the Eagles are the defending Super Bowl champions, and showed them clips from the Patriot game and know what they're all about, especially at home.
Jay, you guys obviously go up against Zach Ertz every season. Have you noticed anything different about his game this year? He seems to, at least here, like he's taken to like another level this season.
Yeah, they do a really good job with Zach. We try to do similar things with Jordan Reed. He hadn't had as many targets as Zach, and I think that'll come hopefully. But they move him around. They put him in the core, they put him outside at number 2, they put him outside at number 1. And he's a matchup problem. If you want to play man-to-man, you got to put a safety on him or backer on him. If you want to play zone, he is excellent finding holes in zones, and Carson feels really comfortable getting him to rock in zone coverage because he can uncover and find those holes. So just a difficult all-around matchup, and something that obviously he's our number 1 targeted guy that we have to be aware of.
Peterson's numbers are down the last 4 games. Jay, how much of that is attributed to the injuries up front for you, and how much just to
a little bit? I think some of the injuries to him also. He's been playing with his shoulder, and you can see sometimes he doesn't run with the same violence, so to speak, that you're used to Adrian Peterson run with. So I think he's getting a little bit more healthy. But also, when you lose your Pro Bowl guard and your Pro Bowl tackle and your starting left guard and your right tackle's in and out of the lineup, it's going to have an impact on your running game and your passing game, quite frankly. But Jonathan Cooper's coming in here now, and obviously Bergstrom. They've got more work together, and Chase, and we're getting Trent back. And hopefully Morgan will be back to close to 100%. Hopefully we'll have a little bit more continuity up front. But anytime you lose a guard that can pull like Brandon Sheriff and power block like Brandon Sheriff and Sean Laval, it's going to have a little impact. But these other guys are starting to get better.
Coach, when you looked at the film last week of the Eagles, obviously they had a big turnaround defensively first half to second half. What did you notice as the biggest differences for them to turn it around against the Giants?
Well, they just kept playing. They're very sound. They're not taking a lot of chances on defense right now. I think they've had a lot of injuries in the secondary, so they're playing sound football, and they're letting their four-man rush do the job, and they're really good. Whichever package they want to come up with, they can go with Bennett, Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham. Obviously, Jernigan can come in there, and Nada can come in there to stop the run. Chris Long come in there, sub in there. They're just dangerous. Rush in with four guys, and that allows their defensive backs to play with seven guys in coverage, and they're pretty sound. I think once they get their defensive backs back, they'll be able to probably do a little bit more stuff as far as blitzes are concerned. But I just think they just played sound football and let their players play, and they did a good job.
You mentioned the Eagles' pass rush. Colts obviously got some mobility. I think he's averaging 6.3 yards a carry since he took over for Alex. You've been using him on zone reads and some things. Does his mobility help kind of negate sometimes a four-man pass rush?
Sometimes it does. Very similar to Carson. We tried to get home of four a few times, and he escaped out of there. And if you can get home of four guys, you have a much more – your success rate goes up because you can help with Zach Ertz, you can help with Aguilar, you can help with sometimes Alshon Jeffrey. But when these guys are singled up and you're bringing five or trying to bring six, that means the quick element passes, the slants, and the quick fades. These guys are one-on-one, and they can hurt you. But Colt has a great ability to escape, which is necessary right now, especially with the new line and playing the Cowboys, and they, we have two new guards playing, and they're doing all these stunts and these TEs, and you've got to pass them off fast, and there's people free. He's got to be able to make a guy miss and extend plays, and I think Colt's really good at that.
Jay, how do you see, the division, kind of what's been going on with it this year? Like, it seemed like 4 weeks ago, you guys were in control, and now Dallas has gotten hot, and the Eagles are kind of getting back into the mix. Just kind of like going into December with three teams within a game of each other.
Yeah, I kind of figured it would be like this, I think there's so much parity around the NFL right now. There's so much football left to be played for people to start crowning division champions after week 8 or 9 or 6 is asinine. So this is truly a 16-game season, and usually in our division it goes down to week 15 or 16. So I don't see any difference this year. It's going to be a sprint to the finish, and the team that can protect the football the most and play the best situational football will come out on top.
Since the trade deadline, what is Clinton-Dix giving you?
You know what, Clinton? He brings a little bit of a leadership role to us. He's been good. He's learning our defense and learning the angles and all that stuff. He's probably coached a little bit differently in Green Bay for the last few years. Obviously, we're trying to do some things a little bit different. But I think he's going to get more and more comfortable as the season progresses. He's going to have to be. We have to do better in the secondary. We gave up too many big plays last week against Dallas, a 40-yarder, a 90-yarder, and obviously that can't happen. We have to make teams earn every yard that they get, and I think I'll be a big part of that moving forward.
That trade happened the same day the Eagles got Golden Tate. What was your reaction when you found out about the Tate trade?
Yeah, another good player to a great football team. So, I don't know. I didn't really have any reaction. Same reaction I had when the Cowboys got their guy. So, we just another guy we have to defend and play against. So, but the big thing is we're trying to preach around here is the trenches. We got to win offensive line battle and the defensive line battle, and I think the winner of that battle will come out victorious.
Jay, another question about Colt. When you had Alex, one of the great things Alex brings is his respect for ball security. He very seldom threw interceptions. Style-wise, Colt seems to be a bigger risk taker. Would it be safe to say that?
It would be very safe to say that. You know, with risk, you get plenty of rewards. He made some great throws in the Cowboy game, but with risk, you have some issues sometimes, and he forced a couple balls into coverage. You know, one a 2-minute drill that they dropped. You know, the tipped interception that Lawrence got really wasn't his fault. And, you know, the one at the end of the game where we threw a dagger to Mo Harris, it was kind of in traffic, but the guy got held. Should have been holding call. He didn't call it, and it was intercepted. But he will take some risks. He will give our receivers opportunities balls, and I think it's something we need to have around here a little bit more of. But when he gets outside the pocket, the big thing with Colt is he just can't make a bad play worse. He's such a great competitor that he wants every play to be the best play, and sometimes the best play is throwing it away. And I think he'll make better decisions this week. He only had a couple questionable ones last week, but his first time he's played in a while.